Hi guys, welcome back to Future Dimensions 360. As you know, in our last tutorial we had implemented boilerplate code. In today's tutorial we will be moving on to the next topic, that is component ties. What are components in React.js? You can go on to our React.js series, here we had mentioned, and you can understand actually what components are. But I'll just give you an example of component in React.js. The component is the function or class that can maintain your state and takes props as an input, is called component. So we will be splitting up our code that we had implemented last time, this code, into multiple components that we can reuse them. It will help us to clean the code and we can reuse the things again and again. Let me show you how we can reuse this mesh box again and again. If I will comment this mesh, you guys can see there is nothing, any green chart will appear in my canvas. It's actually a kind of green box that doesn't have any interactivity that is appearing in my web browser. So let me just simply move this one into my function named as box. Let's say function box, and that will be simply a function and that will return a JSX, that is mesh. Okay, so come on, shift F, and here inside the canvas I will be using this box. Okay, simply like this I can componentize my box to separate component. If I'll go back to my browser, it's working very fine. If I will go on my inspector, you guys can see there is no error in my console. Okay, I'll make it down a little bit to make it more clear. So if I'll go back, I have to componentize my canvas as well. Let's go back and create another function named as app, and inside that app I will return again, return with round braces a canvas as well only. So let me go back here and I will say app, simply like this we can componentize. Now in my root I am under strict mode, I am rendering my app component. Inside my app component I am getting canvas that is imported from React Threejs fiber without default imports. What are default export or normal export, that I will tell you now as well. Then inside that canvas I had included box, and this box is actually another component that is responsible for rendering this mesh. If I will copy paste this box 3, 4, 5, 6 anytime, you guys can see Webpack compiled successfully and this web box are rendered one over another again and again. You cannot differentiate it right now. Later on we will tell you how you can see that, but here actually 5 boxes are appearing on in the canvas here. So we cannot understand it right now because they are appearing one after another on top of it. So because of their position, and there is no interactivity. Once we will see the interactivity, we can differentiate between them later on in the coming tutorials. So let's go back and try to remove this. And there is one more important thing. If I will make this app like this and here like this, let's just say Webpack compiled successfully, but there is nothing in my browser. So just make sure that any component, see app is not recognized in the browser. So here we are talking about the components that are registered through React library. So in case you are not using the first letter as capital for your React component, either it's a class or a functional component, React will not consider it as a component. So make sure any component you are creating or any code you are splitting into small component, that you must use first capital letter for that component. Either it's a function component or a class based component. So let me go back and make this app as capital letter. So here right now we have all the components in the same file. That's not feasible for us. What we have to do is we have to split up all these components in separate files, so the code will look up very clean and we can understand it very easily. How we can do that? Inside the source folder I will first create a new file called blocks.jsx. Inside this one I will simply copy the function box and paste it here. As soon as I will hit save, you guys can see like I will receive some sort of, as soon as I will save here, this box will not found appear. I will see an error that box is not defined. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's try to import this box here. Import, first of all we have to export this as well. Export function box. Okay, import box, okay, from box file. So now simply it's working. Now there is no break in the code and it's working very fine. So if in case I will remove this curly braces, you guys can see there is no see export default imported as box was not found. That's mean like you haven't exported the box as default exports. What is the difference between normal export and default exports? Again, go back to our React.js series. We had explained there. You can understand in detail that as well. So if I will put default here, you guys can see there is no error. Webpack compiled successfully, and here there is no error. So just simply, if you want to use simple like without curly braces, export the component as default, you can encounter these kind of errors. That's why I'm explaining this to you in the beginning. And you can see like canvas is actually not a default export from React 3 fiber library. So simply I can create another file named as app.jsx. Inside this one I will be copying this app function, Control X, and I will paste it here. Save. So now you guys can see this box is not used here, canvas is not used here. Let me cut this one here, paste it here, and you guys can see my style. I am not using any style here, so it's better to import style as well inside app.jsx file. Let's hit save, and here I will simply do export default and app.js. Now here I can import what app from, let me just remove this one, let me say app, and it will come automatically app. So this is how you can componentize all the features into small parts that you can reuse them very easily. If I'll come back here, I can reload. You guys can see my project is working very fine. See here. And now if I will go to app.js file, if I need 10 multiple boxes, I can create 10 multiple boxes straight away. So how we can interact with these kind of boxes, these components, that we will be learning in the coming tutorial. Stay tuned. I'll see you in the next video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Take care and goodbye.